represent the values that you stand for. Click the link below for God, Family, and Guns merchandise. The Supreme Court is set to rule in favor of New York Rifle and Pistol Club versus Corlett, which is a Second Amendment related case. We've done several videos on that, and I'll put some links below. But the short version of this is that New York, specifically New York City, but New York State, does not allow you to just carry a gun. You have to apply for a permit, and you have to prove that you are in some sort of danger in order to get that permit, or you can get like a partial permit, like a permit to carry a gun if you're hunting, but you can't carry a gun anywhere else. In New York City, very few people get that permit. You have to prove you are in danger, that your life is in danger. And the only people that really get it would be people that maybe work in a dangerous neighborhood, and they'll only be allowed to have their gun at work, or people who are maybe have somebody stalking them or threatening them and there's a court order against that. They may give them a temporary permit, but this is obviously very unconstitutional and caused a lot of problems. And when this trial was heard in November, the Supreme Court, really based on what they discussed, suggested this is not going to go well for New York. This is going to most likely rule in favor of New York Rifle and Pistol Club and say, you know, you cannot tell people they can't carry a gun. Which is going to open up constitutional carry from coast to coast. Now, a few updates for that. We're now looking at the Supreme Court. If you go to their website and you look at their calendar, they give announcement dates on when they're set to announce certain cases, and those are not set in advance. They kind of are just set when they decide they're going to be set. But those are starting to pop up. So we could get a result as early as May, but definitely have one before October for sure. Now, there is an update to this case. Since it was heard in November, after that, the state of Virginia took back their original statement, because prior there were several states who submitted letters to the Supreme Court in defense of anti-Second Amendment laws, and the state of Virginia, because a new set of leaders have gone through there, that they have now retracted that statement. They issued that to the Supreme Court recently. Now, the purpose of this video is to talk about that this is going to open up, because I do strongly believe, based on what was communicated by the judges, that this is going to go in favor of New York Rifle and Pistol Club. But what this is going to do is it is going to open up this entire new battlefront. We did a video on that as well. Was this battlefront is going to be essentially no longer what you can carry, but if you can carry, because states all around the country are setting up their state laws to contradict Supreme Court laws. So if you're in places like, you know, unfortunately New York and Illinois and California and Oregon and Washington and a few others, when this is ruled, you're going to probably still run into some trouble. And I don't think it's going to come quick. And that's kind of what this is about, that this battle isn't over, because we see people, well, we see states, specifically local jurisdictions, challenging Supreme Court rulings from decades ago, but they still continue to challenge them. So the fight is not over, and I want to take a moment to suggest that you support your local gun clubs, because these gun clubs, especially if they're putting money and legal attention towards Second Amendment related issues. For example, the New York Rifle and Pistol Club. I mean, goodness gracious, they make it all the way to Supreme Court, and that Rifle and Pistol Club is going to influence people in California. So support your local gun clubs. You know, I don't want to suggest that you rely on the NRA to save you from every Second Amendment thing. But basically, if you look at how they're spending their money, you probably want to walk down a different path and really focus on those local gun clubs. Just want to take some moment and promote those, because this fight, it's going to open up here any time now. We could find out as early as 5 weeks from now as far as about 4 or 5 months from now, but it is going to open everything up, and it's going to be a battle in almost every state. So love to hear your thoughts on all this. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel to Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.